All right, everybody, welcome to the call. Looks like we're live. I appreciate you joining me here for the call. So, guys, you can ask any questions you want in the chat as we're communicating here, and appreciate everybody who's showing up. So, basically, I was asked to speak because my background is in e-commerce and business building and development, and kind of give you a quick heads up as to where my experience lies in this business. I have been operational since 2007, so over 17 years of business experience, growing and scaling, selling, and now acquiring companies in this space. So I'm specifically in the e-commerce space. I got my start in that about 16 or so years ago. About 12 years ago, I landed on Amazon FBA, and we'll get to that. But really in the process of building up a management consulting firm that I had started after I left my IBM career in 2007. I got into digital marketing and online digital marketing, media buying, and actually getting very good at affiliate marketing for installs and affiliate programs, specifically in the mobile device space. Found that I was actually really good at that media buying, and in that process, learned how to sell people's products online. Eventually realized I should sell both the product and the direct to response and the product itself, and got into the idea of physical products, which landed me on Amazon FBA around 2012, as I was moving into the physical product space. Out of just purely digital model, I was having the experience of direct response marketing on the mobile side, of selling traffic and offers, and then realizing I should actually own the brand, own the offer, own the physical product itself that I delivered. There's more profit in that. I have more control. There's more flexibility. Plus, I'm taking normal cash, if you will, fiat currency, and moving it into a physical, tangible product, which made a lot of sense to my brain. Made sense to me to actually go that route, and got into physical products by 2014, around that time frame or so. Maybe 2015-ish, we had hit our first seven-figure brand on Amazon FBA, and I was kind of addicted at that point to building brands and starting them and incubating them on Amazon. And in that process, we've done quite a bit of business in both our own brands and our client brands and our growth. And that's been a really fascinating move because so much has changed in the market over 10 years. In e-commerce, we had a global situation that forced so many people to start buying online when they couldn't travel to specific local locations, and that created a huge adoption curve jump that has moved e-commerce really into the mobile aspect of people buying on their mobile phones, into a hyper growth situation, which has really been amazing for our business, and it's created a lot of opportunities. So in the physical product world where I'm at now, I build private label brands. We incubate companies within our framework and the structure of our business building. And then we look to exit those companies in 3 to 5 years to private equity groups, investors, corporate and home offices. And then we are now in acquisitions mode, where we are looking at buying companies between 10 and 20 million in revenues, 3 to 5 million in profits, and look to build up an asset portfolio base of about 5 of those by the end of 2025 is our goal. So we're working through that process right now. So in the building and business experience space, that's one of the things that has been so much fun for me, is the building and growing of these businesses, watching them come to maturity, and then seeing them exit into the market of value. So in terms of e-commerce, that's one of the things I find most fascinating. In that process, I've been able to, build companies of my own. I've written a book called Almost Automated Income with FBA that you can check out on Amazon. It's the strategy to how I've done what I've done, how my team is now doing it, how my clients are implementing it, and how we're implementing those practices of our product launch playbook and optimizations of our business model into the acquisitions of companies that we're doing. That book, again, is on Amazon. You can check it out, or grab a digital copy for less off of my website, voltagedm.com. And if you're interested in the strategies of building an e-commerce company, that's definitely what you're going to get. Out of that, you'll understand what Amazon, FBA is, and then what an omni-channel or multi-channel marketing strategy would be once you've incubated those products and captured that demand on Amazon. So that's one of the things we're very busy doing these days. I homeschool my children with my wife. They're off to their homeschool co-op this morning. We have 4 daughters. We live on 50 acres in the country here in the Ozark Mountains, and enjoy our time and peace and quiet, as well as our business and family events together that we do here continuously as a part of our business. And that's the business of e-commerce has afforded me that flexibility and that ability to go out and have a fun time, be able to do this business from literally anywhere, and then be able to teach and coach, mentor other business builders in that process. And then, of course, a team of folks who is there within the Voltage framework who build and grow along with us, our operators that are operating with us in this particular business model. So if there's any questions about that, you guys are more than welcome to ask me any questions. I'd love to answer them if there's any questions. If we have no questions or other things we can discuss in this process, if you guys would like to do that. One of the things I think that's most important to the business model, at least in business, I should say, and e-commerce is no different than, say, any other business model, except there are particular functions of the business in which you would execute tactical components of it. If you look at any business, there are similar frameworks of business and profitability, gross profits and margins, moving products digitally or physically in your business. So really, at the end of the day, even if you're doing real estate, if you're building e-commerce companies, if you are building a digital marketing agency, at the end of the day, you're going to have a relationship with a customer. You're going to have a product or service of some kind, and the business of doing business is what's most important. Now, understand from where I stand, my experience has shown me that if we put purpose and value above profit, then we will see our way through a business opportunity and build something that has a longevity to it. Having gone through and shifted and moved through the world of business enough, through different verticals in the business, high oil and gas, high tech, digital marketing, mobile marketing, and physical products with e-commerce. I can tell you that at the end of the day, if you keep pivoting a little through those different processes, keep pivoting a little bit through trying aspects, you're going to lock into an area that you are able to provide value in. And as you provide enough value, the benefit of that will be profit. Profit will be, the experience you enjoy getting up and doing it, the profit of helping others potentially do it well, the profit of the business that you've actually grown and your, success that you've had in it. And of course, the last one for me is the profit of money. Everybody always wants to put profit above other profits, but at the end of the day, it is obviously those things combined that equate to somebody enjoying doing and profiting in multiple ways in the business. Financially, everyone wants to go to the financial ones first, but I will tell you that if you seek profit first above providing value to the market, you will ultimately fail. If you continue to do that, you will compromise your values. You'll compromise the values of your clients. You'll churn and burn through clients if you're in a relationship style business model. Or you will simply stay unfocused without direction, and you will kind of flake around, jumping from thing to thing to thing without any real focus. So as you determine where your value is and where your value can be provided to the market, as Jim Collins says in the book Good to Great, you become a hedgehog. And as you hedgehog into that area where I'm now an e-commerce hedgehog, then you find that there are multiple ways to profit in the business of e-commerce or physical products, the relationships that are around it, the secondary relationships that are impacted by it, the families and the people that get impacted by it, both those from my client and coaching perspective, those who are involved in buying the businesses with us, and those who are involved in our actual company, all benefit from that profit. And that's, to me, one of the greatest values of business is building something that others can profit from, not just yourself. And if you're willing to lead with that servant heart, if you become a servant leader in those businesses, the profit from that can be 10 times greater. That's been my experience in the business of building and something that has intrinsic value, the business of building something that has a long-term play, something that is a saleable asset, as we like people to understand from my perspective. As I build things, as we grow things, we always think with the end in mind. So we're always building forward to the value that is in this business and its intrinsic value to others, not just for ourselves. So as you create that asset, as you take care of it, as you nurture it, as you blood, sweat, and tear over it, as you spend time away from your family, driven towards it, if you have to do that, then you want it to be worth something more than just trading your time for money. And that's the biggest value of building something of your own. While it's a bigger struggle and is more difficult, and it does require you to gain more knowledge, the truth is you will have to invest into the things or you'll have to invest into the knowing one way or another. If the purpose is to provide value, then the profits will come from that exercise. building these companies with the end in mind. Is the value proposition. It's our business principle. We call it the platinum principle. And that is that building these businesses with the end in mind means they're worth more than at any time during the business building phase. So while they can make us profit, while they can fulfill the economic engine, there are assets within those companies if we do it correctly. There's human, intellectual capital that's involved in the building and operations of it. There are actual physical products that have a tangible connectivity, an inventory, and that inventory is an asset, and that is all part of a saleable opportunity to make a business that could be sold when you decide to do that. You should always do it on the upside. Just pro tip. As you're building the business up, try to avoid any negative cons, downturns, divorce, or sicknesses, or other things that force you to fire sale the business. Consider always selling the business on the way up. Once you have that skill set, that knowledge, and the capitalization, you understand the time, energy, attention, and money that it takes to make it run, then you can do it again. And that is an opportunity for building, growing, and exiting those businesses. It's a fundamental practice we have at our company. It's a fundamental practice I've learned in my life. It's what I want other people to understand. While you may be looking for short-term capital because of needs and wants, there are those of us, and me maybe one of them, who is looking for additional revenue streams and opportunities. To expand yourself, you may already be delving into the concepts of wealth without Wall Street. You may already be diving into short-term rentals or real estate or franchising or building a business online, a drop shipping, an e-commerce company, or something else. And you may be looking for other ways to divest your income away and to control that opportunity, that future. Get out of the rat race or whatever particular thing is motivating you, getting back to your family. If you're walking and working away from your family, flying away from your family. I was flying for 200 days a year when I was at IBM, and that was not going to make a great home life. So that was something I was willing to give up to gain something else in this process. That may be you as well. All I recommend is that if you do that and you decide it's time to go on one of those ventures and you want to move into those other revenue streams, if you're not already stabilized and you have the capital to invest into, business growth, that you remember the phrase, burn the boats, not the bridges. Okay. So as you leave, don't leave the relationships from behind. Don't tear and burn and turn your way out of it, but definitely make sure that you burn the boats, which means you can't sail back. Once you're going forward, you're always going forward. There is no stopping you. You should always progress forward. So it's important that you do that. You think about it that way. Really, at the end of the day, if you're going to do something, either don't do it at all or do it at 100%. There's really no halfway. In my world, there's no side hustle. There are no hobby businesses, not in the world we operate in. If you want to make a few $1,000s extra a month, then really the business of business may not be what you're actually wanting to do. It just may be a little side hustle. No shame in the game at all. But if you actually want to build a business that is going to have a life-changing effect in 3 to 5 years, then you need to be 100% in. You need to treat it like a real business from the very beginning. Put the right amount of time into it. Whatever time it takes you to execute and learn is the time that you should dedicate to that in a tenacious, no holds barred. Go after it, learn it, fail up, do not give up, keep going. Put the right energy and attention into the right places if necessary. Study as much as you can. Hire a mentor if you need that focus and direction and you're better at following people to lead you to success. And certainly dedicate the right amount of money to the process. Whatever you think you might need in your head, 10x it. And then that's probably closer to what it's going to take for you to figure it out, either from hiring the mentor or executing the business model. There's a lot of opportunities to start little hustles in business online. And frankly, the bar is probably the lowest it's ever been since I've seen the internet come online in terms of making money. The third generation of the internet we're in now, which is AI powered internet, and its opportunities, even to apply it into e-commerce or just digital marketing or affiliate marketing or, flipping products for profit on Facebook. These things can allow you now to do that in mechanisms that are very low entry barriers. And with those barriers of, low entry, anybody from a 16-year-old can flip products to anybody else. So it's important to understand those values, concepts, and actually get after it, figure out what you want. Question about a new digital bookstore. How can I build that from the bottom up? Do digital bookstore. Is the digital bookstore something relative to? So you say digital bookstore. That means a lot of different things to me. If you can clarify, that'd be awesome. What you can do. It's Butterfly Creative Cafe that I'm speaking to right now. Digital bookstores usually would mean you have to get to a digital marketing if it's a KDP account possibly, or a physical or a product, a digital product that you've created in a book format, an ebook possibly. Really what you are at that point is not necessarily the um, creative behind the book if you did it, but it's also the marketing aspect, right? So you're an author, books in there as well as coaching services. Okay, awesome. So really, uh, one of the things in terms of value for the authorship side, I am an author. My 16-year-old daughter is a published author as well in her book. It just came out recently this year. Is to understand the value of the audience first and really understand who it is you're speaking to. Now, this could be very simpler, simply defined as the client you're speaking to if you are a coaching service, or the book you're speaking to, or the person through that book you're speaking to, and knowing specifically who they are. In the online world, so much is driven around intent and keyword related. And so, if you really know what your audience is already searching for, if you really understand the intent behind why they're purchasing the books or types of books, could it be health related books? Could it be physical related books? Could it be spiritual, mental practices, mindset related books? There are a set of keywords. There's a set of demand. If you think about it like a river flowing through, a stream, a river flowing continuously through 24/7, 365 online. Someone's buying those kinds of products, every minute of the day. So the question is, how do I get into that stream? And it's really understanding that it exists. It's understanding, why it's there and who is coming through that process, and understanding, what keyword phrase or intent based search are they using in order to look for that kind of book. If you do the research, required, the book writing actually becomes easier because you could write it, or you could have a ghostwriter write it yourself, and based on the keyword, based on the intent, and then test that book. At the end of the day, we're going to be able to know about 80% of the information we should know when we take something to market, whether it's a book, a digital product, a service, a physical product. The 20% or so that we're looking to gain to close that gap is really putting it in the market and finding out how close we were to the market. And then that's where the real work begins, because once it's in the market, you may at that point define its value based on reviews. You may define its value based on customer feedback. You may define its value by the number of units it's being sold. Of course, I would value it based on the profitability of the book that's being sold, based on the amount of units that are being sold. After that, that gives me the understanding of the numbers in which I should be able to advertise that book. If I'm launching, let's say, 5 to 10 books, then I want to see the opportunity to market those books into which specific books are the most successful in those metrics that I have defined, my numbers that I have defined as success. That would be the one that makes the most profit, the one that's moving a good amount of units, and the one in which I can now see, based on those variables, that it is this particular niche that's most in demand. And then I would go write 10 more variations of that top book, and I would put all 10 of those variations back in the market, and then I would let the market drive me next. At that point, I'm going to see which of the books rise to the top, which is, as the phrase goes, cream of the crop rises to the top, right? So as I would see those next 10 go out, then I would see which of the ones are making 80% of my profit, and I would simply focus my marketing on those products. So if you think about it like a funnel, I've actually sliced my way through my customer, my avatar, my base, and the opportunity, and gotten down to specifically which ones are the most in demand, most profit. And then my time, energy, attention, and money should be focused on the 1 to 2 products that are most in demand with the market. And with that, I would then be able to define the opportunity. So at the end of the day, we want to make sure we grow those books based on what's working, go through the numbers, and then deploy capital and money towards what's actually working. At that point, the product that is selling the most will outsell all the others combined, and you'll have your hero product. And from there, you can continue to variation that hero product out into multiple variations. It'll come a lot easier to you after that. Hopefully, that helped you out. So guys, looks like we're coming to the end of our chat. It's a great question. Appreciate it. Great insight. Thank you for spending some time with me. If there's any other questions, I'll be happy to answer real quick. Otherwise, just want to remind everybody though that your opportunity begins at the end of your excuses. So if you're going to try something and you're not sure if it's going to be the thing you're going to do for the next 3 to 5 years, that's fine. Be agile, pivot, be tenacious, go out there, go after it. Okay, do the work that others are not willing to do so you can have something they're not going to have in the next 3 to 5 years. And you can definitely do that by putting in a little extra elbow grease. So I would encourage you guys to get out there and do that. Thanks for spending some time with me. I appreciate it very much. If there's anything else I should know, admin team or anybody else in the comments, I appreciate that as well. So just let me know. Otherwise, I will catch you all again very soon.